Thanks once again for dropping by the channel. If you like the content, if you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe, share the video if you enjoyed it, if you felt it was useful. Now let's get into this. So, fresh off his devastating, that's fair to say, devastating knockout defeat to Alexander Povetkin, Dillian Whyte's given an interview to IFL TV. He's already said that he is getting ready to go back to Portugal, back in training, getting ready for this rematch. You know, he wants Povetkin. He wants to right the wrong of that loss, and you know, he's been saying, as he was saying straight after the fight, he wants to go in there and get the KO. Now, I've done this rematch to death on this channel already in terms of what I think will happen and what I think Dillian Whyte needs to do. But the fact that he's training, he's getting back in there so soon after that knockout loss. Now, he's probably not sparring, truth be told. And probably for the first week, because they won't have him sparred, they'll probably just, you know, ease him in. But the fact that he's back training, obviously it shows he's keen. Obviously it shows he wants to right the wrong. But it's a worry for me because I just don't think, I just think this rematch is going to come too soon. I think that I would probably, would I pick Dillian Whyte if it happened next year? Maybe. But the fact that this fight is being penciled in for the end of November, I think 21st of November, less than 3 months after being devastatingly knocked out, I think that these are red flags. Like, the first fight had red flags going into it. If you think about it like this, right? The first fight, you had Dillian Whyte constantly talking about next year, February 2021, this is what I'm going to be doing. I want my title shot. I want Tyson Fury. He was calling out Fury. He was calling out AJ. He was going in the WBC. He was wanting legal action. All this happening while his fight with Povetkin has been announced for a set date. This is all, like, this is not a long time ago. Some of this is as early as June. Alright? This was all happening going into that Povetkin fight. That, to me, just stunk of an upset. You know? I didn't pick Povetkin to win, but I said, look, upset, everything is lining up, you know, for an upset. When you have someone who's talking past the opponent, who's doing all this while the opponent you're fighting, who is still game, is just going about his business. He's getting ready for you, he's training, he's going about his business. That to me was all the red flags that were happening in the first fight. Now in this rematch, okay, you are talking about Dillian Whyte coming off the back of a devastating knockout loss. Alright, and this was worse than the AJ knockout. Alright, and we know Dillian Whyte has been, I don't want to say unwilling. I would say, I think that's fair to say, to get back in there with AJ, you know, unless the price is absolutely right. And obviously we've seen Dillian Whyte have some residual damage in terms of punch resistance post AJ. You know, we saw Hellenius rock him. We saw him down against Parker, down against Rivas, buzzed a bit against Vac, and obviously knocked out badly against Perfect. That punch would have knocked anyone out, truth be told. So, it was a great uppercut. Okay? But we've seen Dillian Whyte's chin kind of diminish since AJ. And that knockout is going to knock more off that punch resistance, I believe. I'm not going to say Dillian Whyte is going to be chinny like Amir Khan, but he didn't have an iron jaw going into the first fight. Alright, but now, post that knockout, I mean, that punch resistance is going to diminish more. And it's a short turnaround. You see, that's the thing that's really has me doubting that Dillian Whyte can win this rematch. And that's the thing there. It's the short turnaround. You know, I'm convinced Dillian Whyte would have suffered at least a mild concussion from that knockout. Alright? We've heard people like, you know, Michael Vernon Page say concussions can take, I think he said 15 weeks. I think is the kind of time frame he said. Now, I could be wrong about that, but around there. If you're talking that amount of time to really be recovered, well, that's not really much of a help, because in less than 12 weeks, give or take, you're going to be back in the ring against the guy who knocked you out one punch. And you know this guy can knock you out. This is the thing. Dillian Whyte, I'm sure he knew Povetkin could hurt him in the first fight if Dillian Whyte was a bit silly. But this is different. He's going to go into this rematch knowing this man in front of me with one shot can knock me damn near out cold. And I just don't believe that Dillian Whyte has the discipline, not in terms of staying in shape, the discipline in terms of being in the ring, not to see that red mist and not to try and go for it and engage with someone you shouldn't be engaging with. I just don't think that. I think someone like AJ could do it. You know, they can hold back, but I just think Dillian Whyte is so fiery. A lot of times you see someone's personality in their boxing, you know, it's so fiery that if he smelled blood, even if the guy was still there, he put his foot on the gas and he may end up staying in the pocket too long. I can see something like that happening. You know? So he's back training, he's getting ready for the fight. Obviously Povetkin, I'm sure, will be probably following suit, you know, over there in Russia, getting ready to get back for this rematch. It's an interesting one, you know. I'll be going with Povetkin in this rematch, you know, if it's happening in November of this year, 21st, I think. I'll be going with Povetkin. I will. Be interested to see where it is. If it's in Russia, definitely Povetkin. 100% Povetkin. I'd still pick him in the UK, but in Russia, I'd be just like, yeah, right, yeah, this is a Povetkin fight. So, you know, it's an interesting one. Just giving an update, giving my 2 cents on it. Dillian Whyte back training. Be interested to see how it goes. Like I said, going back sparring will be a weird one, you know, because going back getting hit in the head. They may only do body sparring to start off with, you know, but I can't see Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte's not known for that. He's known for going in and sparring. So Dillian Whyte, you know, sparring, taking headshots so soon after being badly knocked out. Again, just some worries. Worries in terms of, obviously, everyone knows what boxing can do, but in terms of worries about the rematch, you know, is this going to take more out of him, you know, going into it? So, you know, those are my thoughts on this. Like I said, let me know yours down below. What are your thoughts about this rematch? Who do you have? Are you like me, someone who gave Povetkin a good chance in the first fight, but went ahead and went with the safe bet and went with Dillian Whyte? Are you someone who now is just a bit like me and just convinced, right, Povetkin's going to do this in the rematch? Or are you someone who's still rolling with Dillian Whyte? Do you think that, no, first fight was what it was, but let's move on. This rematch, it ain't going to be the same. Let me know your thoughts down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe. Of course, if you are new to the channel, do a Patreon as well. Link will be in the description. Hope you enjoyed this video, people. If you did, as always, do all that good stuff. Like, share, subscribe. All that good stuff does help the channel out. And as always, people, I will talk. Go, people. Thank you for dropping by the channel. Thanks. Hope you enjoyed the video that you just saw. Remember, please like and share. It really helps me out. I do have Patreon as well. You can go over there. There's some podcasts up now. Go and have a listen if you like it. All well and good. Thanks a mil for all the support, people. I will talk to you.